All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel with a beginner's guide on how to maintain my brand new little mini kids ATV. A lot of you guys that are buying these online, doing your own assembly, there is maintenance required, as well as when you purchase from your dealer. Your dealer should provide you with a basic service guide on what to expect on service. A lot of you guys that are purchasing these out there are moving up from generally an electric, little small electric ATV or go-kart, and moving up to a motorized. This is the Mini 110 fully automatic ATV. It does include the speed restrictor here on the top, as well as the parental remote shut-off. And some of them have the lanyard depending on what brand and model, but these generally all look the same, whether it's a Tao, Coolster, Hitachi, Apollo. These small little ATVs, the engines are all cloned or Honda replicas. Not a Honda, but the engineering is so similar, you guys. Now, I'm going to cover some basic maintenance. It's not an electric ATV, and I know a lot of you parents out there are purchasing these, and well, you know, my kid barely rides it. Oh, he rides it real slow. Always remember too, they do have weight capacities. You got to keep the large size adults off these ATVs, you guys. It's approximately 100 pounds in regards to weight capacity on this little mini kids 110 ATV. Again, they're all 4-stroke electric start, single cylinder, air cooled. Now, talking about air cooled, it's so important to make sure you always have a very good quality oil. We use Lucas over here, or we use a high quality, as you can see here, Bell Ray. It's a 4-stroke 1040 oil. Again, they do require you to change the oil after you do a break-in period of it. I would change the oil, use a high-grade oil, and then depending on how you use it, how often you use it, the conditions you're using it in, is it hot outside? Again, they're air-cooled, so part of the cooling process of these little motors is having a good oil. So make sure you use a good oil. Again, we use Bell Ray, there's Lucas, Castro, there's other good high quality 4-stroke oils out there, you guys. So I'm going to cover some basic tips. Again, you should change your oil after a few hours use, and then depending on how you use it, change that oil more frequently. It's the bloodline of these little tiny engines. Now, when you change a spark plug, you guys, this is right here, your spark plug cable. You pull that out. This is your spark plug socket, you guys. It takes either a 5/8 or a 16 millimeter. We use millimeter over here. You just put that on here and you remove it. A lot of the spark plugs that you purchase out there, particularly NGK, they're pre-gapped, so you don't have to worry about gapping them. We use the CR7HSA. This is designed for little mini 110s, the 50 cc's, as well as the 150s and some 200s, you guys. NGK is our preference brand. It's a very good, high quality spark plug. Again, you remove this here, the old spark plug, as you can see here, and then you replace it with the new one. Again, they're pre-gapped, so you don't have to worry about gapping them. Put the spark plug coil back in. Now with the oil, you guys, so many of you guys are removing the wrong drain plug, and it can be confusing. So I'm going to raise this up here and show you guys what drain plug to remove, because you don't want to remove the wrong one. It just makes it more arduous, creates more work for yourself. Again, a lot of you guys are going on the left side here. If you're sitting on the ATV, you see this angled right here where my finger's at. That's where your push rod, there's a timing chain tensioner in there, you guys. There will be a little bit of oil that will come out here. This is the incorrect. Do not remove this bolt. This is not your oil drain plug. So let's walk around to the other side. Now the other side, we'll take a 17 millimeter where they use a socket as this, and it is right over here where my finger's at. I'll point out here with the screwdriver, right over here. So you want to remove that. It takes a 17 millimeter, you guys, and these little engines take just shy of a quart of oil. You're going to fill it over here, and then you're going to check it over here, you guys. It's a little dipstick over here, and this is where you're going to fill it right here, and check your oil periodically. It just takes shy of a quart of oil, so make sure you have the accurate amount that shows on the hashtag on here, and you'll be just fine. It's so important to change out oil and your spark plug from time to time. And you can see here there's that little hash mark. It should be up to that top area right over there, and then you're good to go. Now, other maintenance tips, you guys: check nuts and bolts on your kid's ATV. You may have to use some Loctite, it's called, that you can use on nuts and bolts from time to time. Use a blue Loctite, don't use the red. There's different types of Loctite. Check your cotter pins. I did remove the dust cap over here, so just to show you guys. You want to check your cotter pins, check your hubs. Make sure that everything's nice and tight. I mean, ATV riding, there's a lot of safety involved. It's very important to make sure that your kid's ATV is safe and everything is in working order. Nuts and bolts are tight. You do want to adjust the chain from time to time. We've made numerous videos. You can watch our chain adjustment videos, but I'll point out again, you got 2 inside bolts here and then these 2 outside. You're going to start with loosening these, and then it'll allow you to back out these over here. And it's always good to have your ATV raised. It just loosens the carrier over here. This is called a carrier right here. Allows you to move the axle inside that carrier so you can adjust the chain appropriately. Make sure that your shock mounts are nice and tight. Make sure your muffler mounts. Again, when you're riding off-road, you guys, everything vibrates, so you want to check your nuts and bolts, your mounts on your ATV. And just go through your entire ATV. Again, checking your hubs on the rear and the back. So important, you guys. I do recommend on these particular models, they do have splines, as you can see. We've mentioned that in other videos. Put a little grease if you're building it at home, assembling it. And they don't tell you this, you guys, but for longevity purposes, you want to put a little red grease, or you can use standard the black grease before you mount the wheels onto the axle when you're assembling it. And then you want to check that from time to time as well. Check your rear parking brake as well here. This is, I'm sorry, this is not the parking brake. Some of these do have parking brakes. It has the drum brakes in the front and then the disc brakes in the back. Just want to make sure that the caliper's nice and tight, your axle is nice and tight. Again, it's so important to do. Keep the longevity and performance up of your ATV, as well as so important for the safety of the rider when they're riding on this ATV, you guys. Check your shock mounts here in the front area here. And from time to time, you guys too as well, it does need a valve adjustment, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do a valve adjustment. And if you guys feel comfortable doing it, do it yourself. You're going to adjust your valves from here as well as on the bottom right here. Get a feeler gauge and do that. But that's generally every once in a while. It doesn't happen too frequently where you need to adjust those valves. Then this is your VIN information, you guys, up here. Your tag, again, this is very similar to the Tao Boulder 110. This is the Hawk or the Hawk Rex. Coolster has their own models, and they all generally look the same and function the same, you guys. Just different brands, different modeling, different branding on it. Again, make sure you guys, you check nuts and bolts. Again, this is for you beginners. Also, this last couple of weeks, I've received numerous calls. A lot of single moms are buying these, stepping their kids up from an electric to a 110 automatic here. Little mini kids quad. And this is a beginner's guide for you ladies out there that need to service. They're just not a vehicle that you just put in the closet and you don't mess with it like an electric, right? You just power up that battery and you start riding it. Well, these require maintenance. You got to show some attention to them. Even if the kids are riding them lightly, it's still, you want to show attention to your ATV, get some longevity out of it, get some performance out of it as well. They're a lot of fun to ride. Always keep in mind safety, you guys. So this guide is for you. Again, it's not too much, but you do have to show attention to certain areas on these little mini ATVs. Very important. Don't touch this. This is part of the clutch adjustment. There's a little mini clutch inside here. You don't have to mess with this bolt here, you guys. Keep away from that because that takes a little bit more knowledge on how to adjust it properly. Again, valve adjustment, right? Your exhaust and your intake. You don't generally have to mess with that. But keep that in mind. After years of use, you may have to, particularly if you put some heavy loads. Again, keep heavy people off this. Again, weight capacity is just about 100, just over 100 pounds on these little mini ATVs, you guys. Check hubs. So hope you guys find this well. If you guys have any further questions, email me or comment on this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this is to help you guys that are purchasing these, whether you purchase it from your dealer or you purchased it online and you assemble it yourself, they do require maintenance to get some longevity out of them and your overall performance, so you'd be a happy customers and enjoy riding your ATV. Safety out there, you guys. It's summertime. Hope all is well, and we'll catch you guys later on the next video. Take care.